I moved in with my daughter while repairs were being done on my house. I asked my insurance company to reimburse my daughter for the cost of food as well as utilities while I was by her. They refused to. Are they correct? Hey, this is Bendy with my insurance claim expert, here to answer your insurance claims questions. Today we're going to talk about additional living expense coverage, or as it's known, ALE. First of all, ALE is an additional coverage. Check your policy, make sure you have it, and make sure you have enough. Most homeowner policies do cover ALE, and as far as how much you should have, I always say you want a year's worth. So take a look in your area, how much it would cost to rent a house of similar size, times that by 12. That should be a good ballpark figure of how much coverage you should have. Additional living expenses is there to reimburse you for any expenses you would not have incurred if not for this loss. That means that you do have to actually incur that expense before insurance company has to reimburse you. Now, what are examples that insurance company would owe you money for? Well, let's say Susie has a fire and right away she moves into a hotel for a week. The cost of this hotel would be covered under additional living expenses. Now, while she's in the hotel, she doesn't have the kitchen that she normally has, and while usually she spends about $20 a day on ingredients for her breakfast, lunch, and dinner, she goes to Starbucks for breakfast, she goes to a burger bar for lunch, and she goes to a steakhouse for dinner and spends $200. The insurance company will take the amount she spent, $200, deduct the amount she would usually spend, $20, and therefore owe to reimburse her $180. After a week, she realizes that this will probably take about 6 months until the house is repaired. So she finds a house to rent for those 6 months. The cost of this rent, that would be owed under additional living expenses. What about utilities? Well, the utilities will again go to that rule of she has to spend more than she spent previously. So if she's not paying utilities on her old house because there's no electric going there, and the new house has the same or lower amount of utility cost, they wouldn't owe her anything. If this place isn't as energy efficient, she's using more energy while she's at this place, they would have to reimburse her the difference. Other examples of additional living expense. The closest place you were able to find to rent was an hour's drive away, so now you're commuting every day an hour each way. Insurance company would owe you for your gas as well as wear and tear on your vehicle. Let's say instead, since you can't find anything nearby, you want to rent a travel trailer and park that in your yard and live in your front yard. That would be covered under additional living expenses. Or let's say you simply want to move in with your daughter and you make an agreement with your daughter and you pay her $500 a month to live with her. The insurance company would owe you to reimburse you for that, whatever it is that you paid your daughter in rent. Now, in this particular case, it appears to be that the homeowner did not actually make any agreement to pay her daughter any rent. She's simply looking to get reimbursed for the cost of food and utilities. Because the ingredients of the food that she ate, as well as the utilities, is likely the same or cheaper than what she would have spent regardless of whether she was at home or not, there is no actual additional expense incurred over here, and therefore the homeowner would not owe therefore the insurance company would not owe any additional funds over here. I hope this information was useful to you. If you enjoyed this, please share this video, subscribe, like us, and if you have any questions that you'd like to be featured over here, just send an email to questions@pantherpa.com. Have a great day.